Season Pass, sponsored by Kelly Grimsley Kia.
Hello and welcome to Season Pass, your one-stop shop for everything Concho Valley sports. I'm your host, Ryan Reynolds. I'm here to guide you through the program. We have a ton to touch on today. High school football Week 6 wrapped up on Friday, and we have highlights from 11 games from around the area. We also have highlights from the high school volleyball court, as well as some news from Lakeview tennis. Season Pass will also recap the week from Angelo State Athletics. So a lot on the agenda. Let's get right to it, starting with the Central Bobcats. They opened district play with a homecoming win over Weatherford. They saw a tough team on Friday. They go on the road to take on the 24th ranked team in 6A, Euless Trinity. The Bobcats, they went on the road to take on number 24. Like I just said, the Bobcats scored on their first play from scrimmage in this one, but they couldn't keep their foot on the gas. Central loses to Trinity 49-24, the final. The Bobcats fall to 3-3 on the year, 1-1 in district play. Up next, they'll return to San Angelo Stadium on Friday for a game against Abilene High, who's also 1-1 in district. That game's set to begin at 7 p.m. Lakeview trying to snap a two-game losing streak against Brownfield. Let's jump right into this one. Albert Rodriguez tosses it to Tristan Franklin. He slips down the sideline for a touchdown. Chiefs would get out to an early 16-0 lead. This one would come down to the wire in an offensive shootout after Brownfield responds. Rodriguez again back to pass, and he slings another touchdown pass. A neck-and-neck game between Lakeview and Brownfield. The Brownfield Cubs come out on top. Chiefs miss a 55-yard field goal to win this game. Lakeview falls 38-37. They're now 3-3 on the year. Undefeated Miles taking on Cross Plains. Miles off to their best start since 1989. Scoreless in the first. Kason Conley takes the handoff. He gets the edge and gets into the end zone. Buffaloes take a 7-0 lead. Next possession for Miles, 4th and 1. Davian Martinez on the keeper, but he's going to be stopped short of the yard to gain. They may have blown the whistle dead a little bit early, but Miles turns the ball over. Ensuing possession, Caleb Hernandez rolls out to his right and finds Kason Allen downfield, who sidesteps a Bulldog, and he's on his way for 6. Cross Plains leads 14-0, and Cross Plains, they hand Miles their first loss of the season. Miles falls 42-6. Another undefeated team, Cristobal, taking on Roscoe, 2nd and 25 for the Cougars, and Braden Wilcox takes it himself all the way to the house. Touchdown, Cristobal. Cougars up 6-0 after the failed two-point conversion. Later, Wilcox again. He's going to fake the handoff and the cameraman. He takes it in for his second touchdown of the game. Cristobal up 12-0. This one wouldn't be a shutout, though. Wilcox tries to throw, but it's stripped. Jathan Cole recovers the fumble for Roscoe, and that's a scoop and score. Ladies and gentlemen, the Plowboys get on the board. 19-7. Cristobal still in the lead. They'll take it all the way to the finish line. Cougars improve to 6-0. They win 44-28. Ballinger battling Anson. The Bearcats trying to bounce back from last week's loss to Cisco. Not even 10 seconds into the game, Drew Hagler finds Daniel Davis, who takes it in for the score. Tigers off to a quick 7-0 lead. Second quarter now, Anson up by 20. Ballinger trying to bully their way through, and it's Edgar Nunez. He gets on the board for the Bearcats. 20-7 to score. Right away, Anson, they strike back. Hagler aims and fires. Isaac Fernandez hustles over and continues hustling for the touchdown. Anson up 27-7, and Ballinger loses its second straight game. They fall 27-20. Over to Grape Creek, the Eagles taking on the Bangs Dragons. In Grape Creek, they're going to strike first. Opening drive, Jorge Rodriguez takes the QB keeper, finds an opening and powers his way in for 6. Eagles lead 8-0 after the two-point conversion, but Bangs, they get it right back. They drive down on their first possession and punch it in the goal line. Score, Trevor Bowers with the touchdown for the Dragons. They would miss the two-point conversion, but later, Bowers, again, he's going to hand it to Guy Powell, and he's going to muscle his way in with authority. And look at the stare down. Bangs leads 12-8 after the failed two-pointer. The Dragons would pull away 25-8 in the second quarter, and they seal the deal 46-16, the final. Take a look at some other scores from around the Concho Valley. Ozona's 5-game winning streak comes to an end. The Lions allow their first points since week 1. They meet their match against Crane and fall 50-39. Ozona will open District 3 2A play on Friday against Stamford. That one on the road, kickoff set for 7:30 p.m. Menard also falling on Friday. This one to Albany, 50-6. Coming up on Season Pass, we'll check in with the TLCA and El Dorado. We also have some six-man action. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass, we'll be right back.
Junior Garlic Butter Burger is so juicy. The butter really brings out the flavor.
Well said, Peter.
You're kind of buttering me up. What did you do?
You're just a really good friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Grab a $2.99 Junior Garlic Butter Bacon Burger with tots while they last.
Well, it's Saturday night and I just got paid. Fool about my money, don't try to save. My heart say go, go. Have a time for Saturday night. Now I'm feeling fine. I wanna rock it up. I wanna rip it up. I wanna shake it up. Gonna ball it up. I wanna rock it up and ball tonight.
On a Suspicious Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hey, you're late.
I was just getting more Dr. Pepper.
Is that Dijon mustard? Are you seeing another grill?
No.
Was it her? What does she have that I don't?
She has an onion volcano. Look.
She uses propane. This is natural, girl.
Tastes the same to me.
What?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Order groceries online and pick them up? Yep. And you gotta have the right car for that. And we can help. During our payment reduction sale, go to vastmuch.com and tell us what you want your payment to be. It's like ordering groceries, but different. Because it's like a car or truck. It's bigger and it's different. But it's the same. But it's different. Houston, Hardin Road, or shop 24/7 at vastmuch.com.
Sonic's got all my fair faves.
Cheddar peppers, 99-cent corn dogs, Oreo a la mode. I love the fair. All the prizes you can win.
Totally. Did you win all those?
Winning's for suckers. I bought these.
Hurry in. Fair Faves start at 99 cents and order ahead for happy hour anytime.
Welcome back to Season Pass. The TLCA Eagles are winless through the first 5 weeks of the season. They tried to change their fortunes on Friday with a home game against Coleman. TLCA looking for the first win of the season. There it is, taking on Coleman. First quarter, no score. Coleman moving the ball. Corbin Rosales passes to Jalen Holloway. He cuts across the middle, goes in untouched for the score. Blue Cats up 7-0. Jump to the second quarter now. Blue Cats, they're going to have a 2-possession lead, 14-0, trying to add more, and they do. Gage Sykes takes the handoff in for 6. Coleman goes up 21-0. TLCA, they're going to try and catch one in before halftime. Sterling Harding with a nice pass to Seth Leveski sets up a 1st and goal for the Eagles. And the next play, Leveski, he's going to power his way in for the TLCA touchdown. TLCA went for 2, but the pass was picked off in the end zone. 21-6, Coleman leads, and they get the victory. TLCA falls to 0-5 on the year. They lose 49-12. Some Thursday night action. El Dorado taking on Haskell in a playoff rematch from last year. Haskell taking that one. First quarter, Haskell strikes first. Cutter Medford rolls out to his right, finds Landry Olson. The Indians lead early 7-0. But the Eagles, they would respond. Second quarter, Kevin Covarrubias finds his brother Corbin deep downfield. The Eagles take a 14-7 lead into halftime. That Covarrubias connection is strong this season. Third quarter, game tied at 14. Kevin Covarrubias, there's that name again, takes it himself for the score, 21-14. Then in the fourth, one more time for Covarrubias, making defenders miss. A touchdown for him, 28-14. El Dorado goes on to take this one, 35-14. Over to the 6-man scene. 2 ranked teams in action on Friday. Number 7, Sterling City, taking on number 10, Rankin. Rankin came out hot to start the game, but so did Sterling City. Hudson Cox pitches to cross middle to the left. He throws it up to Isaiah Arenello for the score. Next play, Rankin, Titan Quigg throws it up to Deshaun Goodley. A monster catch from him. He looks a little bit shaken up on the play, but this proves he's okay. This play right here, Goodley, look at him go. He's looking to pass, but decides to tuck it and run. Whoop! And let's speed it up. He's fast. Going to make it to the end zone. Sterling City gets it back cross middle. Check out this throw. Where is it at? There it is. Cross middle. Look at this throw. He's going to throw up a prayer to Chance Ferguson. Both teams couldn't stop scoring on each other. Keep in mind, this is all in the first quarter. Sterling City protects its ranking, 74-66 the final. Paint Rock taking on Water Valley, and it's homecoming for Water Valley, so you know that adds even more hype and intensity. Scoreless in the first quarter, Gabriel Smith finds Joshua Padilla for 6. Water Valley takes the early 7-0 lead, but hey, folks, they're not done. Later, they'll add some more to the scoreboard. Gabriel Smith, again, he's going to roll out and uses the same play pretty much for 6 more points. Look at that. That's not the same highlight. Water Valley, they're rolling on this beautiful Friday night. Still not done. Gunnar McCoy takes the pitch and practically walks into the end zone. This game was all Water Valley from the start. They blank Paint Rock 49-0, the final score. Very Best taking on number 6 Blackwell. Blackwell quarterback Michael Lowry refusing to shake hands with the Falcons before the game. As we all know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Look at that outfit from Dale Means, popping pink. A bold move from him. First possession of the game for the Hornets. Lowry finds Caleb Sermons in the end zone. Blackwell leads 8-0 after the made kick. And then later, Lowry tosses it to Cameron Goldiron. He finds Pater. He strolls in untouched. Blackwell showing why they're number 6 in the state. Hornets on top 16-0 after the kick. How about some more? Blackwell pouring it on. Goldiron again cruises into the end zone. His second touchdown of the quarter. This wasn't much of a fight at all. Blackwell dominates Very Best 52-6. Robert Lee hosting Grady. The Steers looking for their 3rd win of the season. First quarter, Michael Munoz with the pitch back to Casey Skipworth. He heaves it downfield to Ivan Escamilla, breaking tackles and into the end zone. Steers strike first. Still in the opening quarter, after a Grady touchdown, Skipworth gets the toss. He won't go down. A touchdown, just an athletic play from Skipworth. 14-6, Robert Lee in front. But if you think that was athletic, take a look at this next play. One more time for Skipworth. Let's run it back. He gets the handoff, and he's going to hurdle a Grady defender. No one's going to stop him. Another Robert Lee touchdown. They lead 22-6, and they go on to win this one 52-6, the final score. Let's go back to that scoreboard. Some other 6-man scores from around the area. Erie County, they're number 2 in the independent rankings, actually number 1 now, according to 6manfootball.com. They down Highland 62-44. Erie County will host Roby on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Braun loses to Hermley 59-20. The Longhorns will host Eden in a District 13 1A showdown on Friday. That one kicking off at 7:30 as well. And then speaking of Eden, the Bulldogs, they fall to Leakey 52-6. Both Eden and Braun will look to get back on track in Friday's district opener. Coming up on Season Pass, we take a look at the high school volleyball court. We have some highlights. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Phil Sanders, and I'm the speaker on In Search of the Lord's Way. I'm here each week with a Bible-based message relevant to these troubling times. We're here through the generous support of several churches of Christ in this area, and they'd love to have you visit them and attend their Bible classes and worship assemblies. Please, won't you join us this week?
Join Phil Sanders in Search of the Lord's Way.
At Mitchell Toyota, we specialize in outstanding customer service before and after the sale.
After I visited a number of other dealerships in town, I felt the most comfortable here at Toyota. They make you feel like family.
I got nothing but good things to say about Mitchell Toyota.
We specialize in getting you what you want. If it's not on our lot, don't worry, we can get it here for you. We've been your Toyota dealer for over 30 years. Come see the specialists at Mitchell Toyota today.
Wish we could afford to buy new furniture. What is this?
It's your breakthrough from Conn's Home Plus. Conn's Low Payment Finder finds the lowest payment tailored to you. Good credit or building credit.
Wow!
And now, during Cashbacktober, get up to $500 cash back on your furniture purchase, plus an additional $200 cash back when you combine it with a TV. And get Cashbacktober offers store-wide all month long.
Haverty's has a game plan for this season. Whether you're doing a big dance in the end zone or calling everyone together for a team huddle, our lineup of furniture is built to last. Through all of life's touchdowns. Score big at Haverty's Fall Savings Event. Save 10 to 30% store-wide with hundreds of custom options to choose from. Now that's something you can cheer about. Haverty's. Life looks good.
Welcome back to Season Pass. High school volleyball returned to action in the Concho Valley on Tuesday. Some teams in district play, some playing local rivals. Started off on the north end of town where the Lakeview Maidens hosted Big Springs. Both teams looking for their first district win. District matchup between the Maidens and Lady Steers. First set, Lakeview trailing by 1. Alexandria Flores on the serve. Big Spring can't handle the pass. An ace for Flores will tie the set, but Big Spring wins a tight first set. Second set, Lakeview trying to keep this one close. Big Spring's return gets too close to the net. Felicity Harris throws it back to their side to tie the set at 1. Big Spring then took control and won the second set 25-12. Now to the third set. Big Spring trying to take control. Trinity Galloway sets up Ryan Terrazas for the kill. Big Spring takes a 3-point lead and wins the third set. The Lady Steers, they sweep the Maidens 3-0. A District 4 3A showdown between TLCA and Wall on Tuesday at TLCA Gym. The Lady Hawks took the first set with ease, but it was a battle in the second. Lady Eagles down 24-23. Kate Kirkland with the push off Cameron Williams for the TLCA point. Then set point for the Lady Eagles, and Wall's Kendra Barnett's volley falls to the ground. Match tied at a set apiece, but the Lady Hawks were all business in the third set. Here, Kirkland's shot is blocked by Williams. They lead 17-6, which brings us to the set point. Barnett sets up the attack, and Lauren Shear finishes it off with a powerful spike. Wall takes the set 25-14. Fourth set, Lady Hawks up 21-12. Mackenzie Wilson sends home with authority. And then one more time for Wilson. Her shot is blocked by Emily De La Rosa, but it falls to the floor. Wilson finished with a match-high 17 kills, and the Lady Hawks win in 4 sets for their second win in district. I want to touch on the Cornerstone Christian volleyball team before we wrap up volleyball talk. The Lady Lions improved to 5-0 in district play yesterday with a 4-set win over Hill Country San Marcos. With the victory, Cornerstone Christian improves to 14-5 overall. And what gets me is their youth. The Lady Lions are a young team under new head coach Trina Spires. The team consists of 3 freshman starters, 1 sophomore starter, 1 junior starter, and 2 seniors. Keep an eye on Cornerstone down the stretch as they look to keep it rolling on Thursday against Belverde Living Rock. First serve set for 6 p.m. When a new coach is introduced to a team, there's probably going to be some growing pains. A new coaching style to get used to, a new personality to get used to. Usually you see a down year. That's not the case for the Lakeview tennis team. The Chiefs and Maidens won their 2nd straight district title in 5-4A this year with a brand new head coach. When Austin Corolla took over this season, he said something to the team that they haven't heard in a while. He said, "I'm here for the long haul." That allowed a bond to grow between coach and team that led them to some more hardware.
He came in with confidence. He told us that he was here to stay, that it was just it was going to be a good year, and he's been doing amazing, and he's been sticking up to his word.
Whenever a coach shows that they really have heart for the team and the sport, and especially the school, and just who we are as a group, is amazing, and it just makes us want to try that much harder.
They look at me sometimes when I'm coaching them, and I'll try to make a joke, and I'm like, what? Yeah, it's fine. You know, we just try to have a good time out here, and I think that's what really has helped with the team bonding.
Coming up on Season Pass, we take a deep dive into Angelo State athletics and recap the past week. Please try not to fall asleep. We'll be right back.
Now get 0 for 72 months plus 1,000 cash back on the 2019 F-150. Only at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
The Businessmen's Bible class is not just for men. Come, sit, have a cup of coffee, and worship with us Sunday mornings at 9:45 a.m. every Sunday in the Recreation Room at Rio Concho Manor. The Businessmen's Bible class wants to share Jesus' love for you, help you to feel more connected to God and fellow Christians. For over 50 years, the Businessmen's Bible class has been sharing the Word with San Angelo, and they invite you this Sunday to share the Word, fellowship, and maybe a couple of donuts too. The Businessmen's Bible class, where you are a stranger, but once.
Fall is fast approaching, and at Trend Furniture, it's time for the end-of-season clearance. During our end-of-season clearance, all the luxurious neutral tones of all the wonderful grays out right now, we have on sale between 30 and 50% off all gray tone sofas, plus select bedroom chests 30 to 50% off, and complete bedroom sets on closeout. So come take advantage of all these spectacular savings during our season-end clearance sale, all with 36 months no interest. Trend Furniture across from Sunset Mall, 4002 Wellington.
For 37 years, Kaiser Flooring has built our reputation by providing the best products and service. For more information, call 942-7069 or go to Concho Valley homepage and click on the Experts tab.
Hi, I'm Mike. MGB wants to be your MVP, most valuable payer. Bring your gold, silver, and diamonds to MGB, and you'll say,
I sold gold, and I like Mike.
On Avenue N by Angelo State.
Hey, if you're still awake, welcome back to Season Pass. The Angelo State Rams are officially on the map for the 2019 season and in the national rankings. After last week's 28-6 upset win over then number 15 Midwestern State, the Rams are now sporting a number 23 ranking. They had a chance to make a major jump in the polls on Saturday with the game against number 4 and undefeated Tarleton State. Out to the recently renovated Memorial Stadium. Could be the last time the Rams play there. We'll see. Second quarter, Tarleton up 7-0. Ben Holmes finds Deshaun Qualls over the middle. Texans lead 13-0 after a blocked extra point. Third quarter now, and Tarleton scores its first touchdown of the second half. Holmes, the LSC Offensive Player of the Week. Zamari Manning, 23-6. Tarleton leads. Fourth quarter now, Rams trying to come back. Payne Sullen scrambling for his life. He runs it in from 20 yards out. His first rushing touchdown of the season cuts the Texans' lead to 10 following possession. And the Rams, they just couldn't stop the Tarleton running game. It's capped off with a Khalil Banks touchdown. Tarleton hands ASU their first loss of the season. Texans win 30-13.
Well, I thought our defense played a great football game all night. They battled, man. They did. They kept us in it. You know, we weren't moving the ball much offensively in the first half, and then you know, the defense just kept us around. You know, that's a really good football team to face tonight. And the thing about it is, every time we did have something going, we get a penalty or have something. And so, you know, we got to get some things cleaned up offensively in that part of it. But I'm very proud because both sides fought till the end. But you know, it's not what we're looking for. We want to win every football game we play, and tonight it didn't go our way.
The Angelo State volleyball team continued Lone Star Conference play with 2 matches last week. The Bells took on the Texas A&M Commerce Lions on Friday and took the match in 4 sets. Sandara Chin led the Bells with 14 kills, while Megan Parker notched 25 assists. Angelo State then picked up action yesterday against UT Tyler. You see that final right there. The Bells pick up their 10th straight set win in 16 matches. They downed the Lady Patriots behind Kaylin Gilbreth, 17 kills. Lindsay Ledyard was also huge for ASU on both sides with 22 assists and 9 digs. Angelo State now 15-1 overall and 7-0 in conference play. Will host Eastern New Mexico on Friday. First serve scheduled for 7 p.m. The Angelo State Bells returned to the pitch last Thursday, trying to bounce back from a tough weekend. The left head coach Travis McCorkle not so confident. Thursday was a chance to get that confidence back against Midwestern State. So let's head out to Stang Park as the Midwestern State women's soccer team was hosting Angelo State early first half. Alyssa Salinas trying to get an opening goal for the Mustangs, headed in, but Kira Miller makes a nice diving save to ruin the chance. But then it was the Bells getting chances. This free kick gets bounced around and eventually cleared. That shuts down Angelo State's scoring opportunity. Not a lot of shots on goal in this game, despite the several chances. The Bells would find the back of the net in the 79th minute on just their 4th shot on goal. Angelo State goes on to win 1-0. The Bells then battled Oklahoma Christian yesterday, and Angelo State quickly got on the board. Kai Benham scores her first goal of the season in the 6th minute for the Bells. Trinity Scott also found the back of the net as ASU took home the wire-to-wire victory. The Bells are now 7-1-1 this season, 3-0-1 in conference. We'll battle Lubbock Christian on Thursday at the ASU soccer field. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. The 2018-19 season was monumental for the Angelo State tennis team. Just its 2nd year since being reestablished as a program. The Bells went 20-5, won the Lone Star Conference regular season championship, went to the NCAA regionals, and finished with a number 17 ranking in the nation. But it's time to get back to work, and the Bells competed in 2 fall tournaments during the month of September. Given the program's recent success, head coach Chris Bizot says the team is learning they now have a target on their back.
we still got a ways to go and improving, and I think understanding that you know, we're not new anymore. We're not this new team that's this great little story. You know, we're really the best team in the region. That's what we are. And with that, you know, every team we play is going to play their best against us. And I think we learned some valuable lessons over the weekend. You know, I think mentally we got a long way to go in order to be prepared to defend. You know, it's one thing to win it the first time and kind of come out of nowhere to do that, but it's another thing to stay up there and defend all these great teams.
A lot to look forward to with Angelo State. Coming up on Season Pass, we announce our Player of the Week. Don't touch that remote. Stay with us.
On a Suspicious Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hey, you're late.
I was just getting more Dr. Pepper.
Is that Dijon mustard? Are you seeing another grill?
No.
Was it her? What does she have that I don't?
She has an onion volcano. Look.
She uses propane. This is natural, girl.
Tastes the same to me.
What?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Today, work means staying connected. With Sync 3 technology, Ford Super Duty helps you be more productive in the field. It's the pinnacle of work and comfort. Ford Super Duty, with best-in-class horsepower. No other truck offers this level of innovation. We didn't call it super for nothing. Drive the 2019 Ford Super Duty today. F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 42 straight years. Only at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
Welcome back to Season Pass. Every week, picking the Player of the Week is a difficult task. You have to surf through the stats, pinpoint the most deserving candidates, and this week, we believe we got one. A player who's been dominant all season long. Cristobal quarterback Braden Wilcox is this week's Player of the Week after leading the Cougars to a 44-28 win over Roscoe, and in the process, left the Plowboys in the dust. The junior completed 10 of 20 passes for 219 yards in 3 scores. He also ran the ball 10 times for 157 yards and 3 more touchdowns. The Cristobal quarterback has rushed for over 1,000 yards this season, and the Cougars are 6-0. They'll look to keep it rolling on Friday against Rock Springs. Congrats, young man. This week's Player of the Week, Braden Wilcox.
Player of the Week is sponsored by Southwest Pools and Spas.
That pretty much wraps up this episode of Season Pass. You can check out all of our content on ConchoValleyHomepage.com. And if you're mobile savvy, go ahead and download the Concho Valley Homepage app. You can also follow us on Twitter at KLST Sports. Go ahead and use that Season Pass hashtag. Go ahead and add us. We can start a conversation. We'll be right back here next week at the same time, same place, Sundays at 10:35 p.m. Go ahead and set a reminder on your phone since you're mobile savvy and you downloaded that Concho Valley Homepage app. Good night, Concho Valley. We'll see you next week.
Season Pass, sponsored by Kelly Grimsley Kia.